Welcome to the Mario Star Tournament. Welcome to the tennis court. Here they are. The Mario All-Stars entering the tennis court for the tournament of their life. The whole gang is here. Ooh, but also some shady characters apparently. Let the tennis begin. Let's get smashing. And then it was time for the final. With the trophy on the line. Mario versus Luigi. However... What is this? Who are you?
Luigi's not afraid.
I am not afraid. Waluigi has a new rifle. Hey, don't interfere. Why? Oh, this is not going to end well. Now what happens? More interference. Bowser. And Boo. Now the trouble is real. Although... I just want to play some tennis. It's alright. Bowser's here in peace. Let's all just play some tennis. However... things still got ruined. Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome to my newest Mario Sports project. The first Mario Sports game that is actually not a card game. Welcome to Mario Tennis. A game by Camelot from 2000 on the Nintendo 64. Is the first Mario Tennis game. Although technically not true, because on the Virtual Boy they also tried to make a Mario Tennis game. But the Virtual Boy is a little bit of a different story. So let's just say that when it comes to the general AAA games, this is considered to be the first true Mario Tennis game. The first game that actually introduced the Mario Tennis franchise as we still know it, up until the Nintendo Switch. Of course, this game got multiple sequels in the future because of this being an awesome game. Mario and tennis works really well. So on the GameCube, on the Nintendo 3DS, on the Wii U and on the Nintendo Switch we also got Mario Tennis games. Ever since first finding out about this game I was immediately in love with this game. And even up to this day remains one of my favorite Mario Tennis games to play. I must admit, Camelot does an amazing job creating these Mario Sports games. Of course also being the author of the Mario Golf series. Although I don't own the first game in that, so that series is going to be introduced on the GameCube on this channel. But also still amazing games. Mario Tennis released both on the Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy Color. However, I only own the Nintendo 64 version, which I think is the more important version. So that's the one I'm going to be covering for this Let's Play channel. Obviously going to be a full 100% Let's Play. All cups are going to be done, all characters are going to be shown off, and all modes are going to be played. That said, let's go start covering all of the basics in this game first. This remains an introduction episode after all. We can see this game actually has multiplayer support. Here in the main menu we can choose between 1, 2, 3 or 4 players to play. But this is a solo Let's Play channel, so I'm going to be focusing on one player during this project. Here we have a continue option. You can actually save your game in between tennis matches, and this you can actually use to continue if you actually use that. There's an option for special games. Which I'm going to be taking a look at in a minute. First I'm gonna go to the options. That's pretty much always the first thing I need to do in a Let's Play. There's a couple of basic things we can do here. The two Options to the right actually involve sound. We can actually put the music on or off. Or we can switch the sound from stereo to mono and vice versa. Here we have an option to delete our saved data, in case you have any. This is the Nintendo Switch Online version and I've not touched that yet, so I don't have any saved data. But this is the most important option in the options, the status, where you can actually see what your progress in the game is. All of the exhibition matches you play get kept track of, all of the trophies you've earned in the tournaments, and all of your progress in ring shot mode. You can actually find right over here. What all of these modes are, we're going to see in a minute. When we actually enter one player mode. The special games I can also quickly take a look at. There's a couple of simple things here. The one to the right is the demo mode. This one is not very important. Here you can actually watch a match between two computer players. In case you're interested. I'm not, so allow me to ignore this. But it is possible. Ring Tournament is actually a special type of mode. Back in the day when this game released in 2000, there were a couple of promotional tournaments every once in a while. Companies were able to actually organize tournaments, handing out codes. And if you were able to score high enough in these tournaments, you were able to actually input a code back on the website in order to win prizes. Most of these codes should still be active officially, even though the tournaments have ended long ago. I might take a look at that later in one of the final episodes, showing off what this actually entails. But this is basically a promotional mode. And the final two modes are the most basic ones. These are just simple matches where you can play to 5 or 7 points. Nothing too special about them, but they are only multiplayer. So in this project I'm not able to show these modes off. But trust me, they're not worth showing off because they're not very important. They're just simple short matches, which we can also play right over here in a much better way. Because here we can actually play single player. Let's go in and find out who the cast of characters is. We can play around with Mario himself, obviously. Luigi is here. Peach. We have Baby Mario. We have Yoshi. Donkey Kong, or DK. Paratroopa. Wario. The new character in this game is Waluigi. Daisy also gets introduced for the first time in a sports game. Toad is present. Birdo from Mario 2. Of course, our main villain is here, Da Bowser. And he brought along his little buddy, Boo. And that does not seem to be all, because there's 2 hidden characters here. There are unlockable characters in this game, so we can look forward to 2 more. Now let's go talk about types of characters, because as you can see, all characters have a type. All-round being the most basic one. They aren't good at anything, but they're also not bad at anything. These are the middle of the road kind of characters, perfect to get started with. The Mario Bros are the all-round characters in this game. The second type of character is actually technique characters. Characters who excel in control, have perfect ball placement, and generally don't slide around a whole lot, making them easy to control. Peach is one, and Toad and Daisy are technique characters in this game. These 3 guys. So for easy movement, technique characters are your way to go. However, if you like to speed up things a little bit, you can go for speed characters. These guys excel in their running speed, they can get to the other side of the court quite quickly. However, they lack at true power, so they can't really hit the ball hard. And Baby Mario, Yoshi and Birdo are the speed characters in this game. Next up is... oh yeah, of course, defense characters don't exist yet in this game. Waluigi's also a technique character. In that case, let's move on to the power characters. Pretty obvious what these guys do. They can hit the ball really hard. However, they are slow and also don't really have a lot of control. That is the downside. And Wario, Bowser and DK are the power characters. Choose these guys if you want pure raw strength. And the final type of character is the tricky characters. Characters who can actually still move around while charging, which other characters can't do. And they can also input a nasty curve in their shots, making them very tricky to deal with. It's the whole reason why they're called tricky. Both of the hovering characters are tricky. Paratroopa and Boo. Let's get started. I'll pick a technique character first, because I think those are the most basic ones to play around with. And let's go over all of the modes we can play as. Exhibition mode, being the most simple one. Just play a single or double match, nothing more. tournament is the most important mode in this game. The majority of the project will take place here, of course, earning all of the trophies. Ring shot, a special type of minigame in this game where we use our tennis skills in order to get the ball through rings and doing challenges with that. Bowser stage is the Mario Kart of this game, you might say, with a gimmicky court and items and such in play. Also pretty funny to play around with. If you like Mario Kart and you're playing Mario Tennis, this is your place to be. And the final mode we can go over is the Piranha Challenge. Face a barrage of balls from the Piranha plants. Special challenge. Might take me a couple of tries before I'm able to finish this, but it is also going to be covered, of course. Let's go to exhibition first, and we can find out there's two ways to play. Singles, 1-on-1, or doubles, 2 against 2. Don't worry, I'll go over both of them. Let's get started with the most basic way to play singles tennis. And then you get the ability to actually set the length of the game. You can actually put in 1, 3 or 5 set matches, which you can do in a short version where a set only lasts for 2 games. Or the regular tennis rules where the sets actually go to 6 games. Just like a normal tennis match would be. However, because of the Let's Play's sake, I'm gonna go focus on the short matches. Because I don't want these episodes to be super uber duper long. 2 games is what I'm going to be using to cover the game. And now let's go pick out an opponent. Doesn't really matter which I pick. Just go for standard Mario. The computer players, you can actually set the 5 difficulties in total. Not too sure if all of them are unlocked. No, intense is the highest one for now, but let's get started with a simpler one. Since this is still introduction. And let's go play... Oh, I already unlocked course, I see. Yeah, I've been doing some pre-work in order to get preparations for the tournament. We can play hard court for normal ball speed. We can play clay court where the ball actually is slower and bounces also a little bit lower. Grass court is the fastest of all of the regular courses. However, also has a weak bounce. And composition court is a special type of court where the ball goes super fast. But no tournaments are actually played on this type of court, so let's go for the standard hard court. This is considered to be the standard court in Mario Tennis. Let's get started finally. More than 12 minutes into the video, let's do some tennis finally. Let's go over the pause menu first. There's a couple of things I need to show off here. Whenever in a tennis match, you can actually check out the rules to see which type of match you're in case you forget the rules. The controls also get shown off here. But don't worry, I'll be covering those as well. But at least here you can see what we can do. Pretty basic controls. It's one of the biggest strengths of this game. The controls are pretty simple, and therefore this is an easy pick up and play kind of game. One of the more awesome things about this game. You also have the ability to change the camera around. Stationary cam is the standard camera. You can set it to player cam in order to make sure the camera always stays behind you. Makes it a little bit easier. And dynamic cam actually lowers the camera a little bit, so you can get awesome action shots. I might actually use this in a later mode, but for now I'll just keep it at stationary cam. The most basic one. And here's the ability to save, like I explained at the beginning. In between matches, you can actually save your game to continue later, in case a match actually takes too long. Pretty nice they put that in. Introduction finally done. Now let's finally get playing. You can actually press A in order to serve. Just pressing A and nothing more will make you hit a topspin ball to the middle. You can press B for a slice ball. That works like this. With the slice ball, the ball actually goes a little bit lower, as you can see. Makes it harder for the opponent to control. We can use the control stick in order to get to the corners. As you can see, if I hold left, the ball will go left. And hold right to make it go right. If we press the B button twice, or the A button twice, as you can see, we can actually charge up our shot, making it a little bit more powerful. Also works with topspin balls. That looks like this. The moment your ball actually gets a trail, yellow or blue, you know you have a charged up shot. Those are more powerful, and those are the ones you generally want to use in order to pass your opponent and make a point. Whenever surfing, there's actually also multiple things you can do. The most basic one is, of course, putting out the topspin ball. But even when surfing, you can actually hold right or left in order to make the ball go right or left a little bit more. But do be careful, you don't want to hold left or right for too much. The more power you put in the ball, the bigger the chance it actually goes out. Yeah, kind of like this. When surfing, you first get a fault. Only whenever you make a second mistake, then your opponent will get a point. But as you can see, you actually need to keep control while surfing, because it's definitely not always a guarantee the ball goes into the correct position. That said, if you do have enough control, you can actually also put in a little bit more risk. Hold A and B at the same time in order to put a smash shot in. Very difficult to control, but as you can see, if you do it correctly, it is super fast and your opponent can get surprised, and you can even score an ace. Whenever a game ends, the court will change. As you can see, I'm now at the backside. Which is a lot harder to control in all honesty. But now that we know the basics, let's go see if we can actually mop the floor with this guy. Let's put him some powerful shots. Difficult angles, so this normal difficulty computer gets wrecked. If you're feeling really daring, you can actually also approach the net. Very risky, of course, because if you don't hit the ball correctly, your opponent will have an easy time passing you. So only head for the net if you're absolutely sure you have control over the rally. Otherwise, stay behind. Bam! Smash! Whenever the ball is high enough above you, you can actually hold A and B at the same time to smash the ball. Usually, that ends in a point. If you smash the ball correctly, there's no way you can actually do anything about it. And there we go. He had a lot of trouble controlling the ball, giving me a lot of chance to charge my shot, making it even more powerful, and there was no way he was able to stop it. Those are the basics of Mario Tennis. The moment the match ends, you will get a tally up of everything you've done, number of sets won, and all of the special points you've made. The aces, return winners, smash winners, and the number of double faults. And that is how it works. Now, let's go take a look at doubles matches. Those are also still a thing, of course. Work a little bit differently, because it's 2 against 2 now. Oh, and one other thing, you can actually also hold the L button in order to make the character a lefty. If you like left-handed characters a little bit more, you can actually hold L in order to make your characters left-handed. This actually affects your fore and backhand shots, so it's definitely not just aesthetic.
Here we go.
Let's go select Luigi as our teammate. And let's play against Yoshi. And let's go play against Paratrooper, because why not? Let's go face 2 reptiles. And let's go play on the grass court next. Also a pretty fast type of court. However, with lower bouncing, and therefore you need to be at the ball quicker. Because don't forget, at the second bounce, it is a point for your opponents. And on grass, that is a little bit more difficult. Now, let's go talk about how to improve your serve even more. Nobody said you're actually forced to stay on the position you start at. As you can see, at the baseline where you start serving, you can actually stand anywhere you want, as long as you stay in the correct corner. And this you can actually use to angle your shots even more, making it more troublesome for your opponents. Ooh, awesome. As you can see, if you hit the ball perfectly whenever surfing, whenever you throw the ball up and you hit the ball at its apex, you will actually get a nice, saying that you've surfed perfectly. Let's go surf from here now. Let's go talk about special shots now. If we start charging with A, but then finish the shot with B, we can actually use a lob shot. And that looks like this. A very high shot, which you can use to go over your opponents. If you do the exact opposite, if Luigi allows me to do so, but there's also a drop shot in this game. That you actually initiate by holding the B button to start your charge, but finish the charge with A. Let's see if I can actually show that off. Like this. B and A is a drop shot. Lob shot A and B, drop shot B and A. Use the lob shot in order to place the ball at the back of the court, and use the drop shot in order to place the ball in front of the court. Special techniques that you can use in order to improve your tennis strategies. Now let's make sure not to lose this match. pretty obvious how doubles works. Same rules as regular tennis, we're just with 2 people now. One is always at the back, one is in front of the net, trying to score points, because of course whenever you're in front of the net it's easier to try to get a strike in. The general strategy in doubles matches, try to avoid the character in the middle, because whoever's in the middle has an easier chance of scoring points. And that's something you want to avoid whenever defending in tennis. Ah, too bad. Would have been awesome if that lob shot went over. Okay, perhaps lob shots aren't the smartest move against flying characters like Paratrooper. The plus side of tricky characters is the fact that they can actually still move while charging, while other characters, the moment you start charging, actually get pinned to the ground. And therefore a character like Paratrooper actually has an easier time handling lob shots. But now let's get serious again. Let's make sure not to lose this match. Don't want to lose a match in the introduction episode. It would be a bad start for the Let's Play. Even though it's not serious yet, it's only exhibition matches. In tomorrow's episode we're really getting started with this game. Actually clearing it. This was just introduction. Tutorial you might say. Showing off how the tennis works in this game. What kind of modes you have in this game. And in the meantime play some exhibition to get a feel for this game in both singles and doubles matches. This is how Mario Tennis works. However, we are not going to cover this project by just playing exhibition matches. We are going to cover this game by playing all of the modes and clearing them. Most of all, the tournament mode. All of the cups are going to be gotten during this Let's Play. See you folks then, when it truly gets started. Thanks for watching, and Treecks out.